Hey, my name is Stix and welcome back to your weekly Gacha recap, a video series right over the latest news, pre-registrations, test phases, new releases, juicy drama, everything that happened in the Gacha genre over the course of the last week in one easy to digest format. If this is your first time here, consider subscribing to the channel, hitting a little bell notification, that way you're up to date with every single thing that I post, and I post daily. Do not miss out. Now it's like 7 in the morning. I have to have this edited within the next hour to post, so let's go ahead and just jump right in. We're going to start this off with games that are entering end of service first, beginning with Taimanin RPG Ecstasy. As of the last 48 hours, the game is no longer playable. It is no longer accessible. This is a sad day for all of us Taimanin fans. But while this game is no more, we still have Action Taimanin, which is available on both mobile and PC via Steam. And we have the very fun Taimanin anime that I strongly urge you to watch by yourself, not when friends or family are around. Revue, Starlight, Relive have announced their end of service after 5 years of running. I actually don't know what this game is. I don't recall having ever seen this, but from what I could tell from Googling, the revenue for this game was in the dumpster. I don't know how they managed to maintain this game for the last couple years when the game was making such a negligible amount of money. KartRider Drift has announced end of service for global. The Korean and the Taiwanese servers are going to remain up. Nexon is apparently pulling the plug on global due to the abysmal global launch and really bad collabs. Honestly, I didn't even know KartRider Drift came out. I don't know when this happened. Alice Fiction has officially shut down both in Japan and in English, with the Japanese Twitter going on to state that the termination will be on September 30th. Or, well, evidently then it hasn't shut down yet. It announced that it was shutting down and is going to shut down on the 30th. They express their deepest gratitude, as the studios always do. Code Geass Lost Stories has announced their end of service is going to take place on August 29th. I did a dedicated video on Code Geass Lost Stories. I thought that this was an abomination of a game. It was not at all fun, not at all entertaining. I strongly urged everyone that played it to just stop, because there are just significantly better games out there. So to me, this is a win. All these terrible ports, these adaptations of popular anime and manga should not exist. They are low effort, low quality, and are essentially all just copy paste bullshit. Archeland, interestingly enough, announced that they were shutting down. And then after they received a little bit of feedback, decided, you know what? No, we're not shutting down. We're actually shutting down our shutdown announcement. We're end of servicing our end of service announcement. We're canceling our service cancellation. Yeah, now the game is going to continue to live on and still never release globally, because that's great. Noctilucent is a brand new gacha game that has begun its closed beta test if you're interested in participating potentially. The game has several different languages available, English being one of them, even though this is a Chinese test phase. Nikke is celebrating their International Bunny Day commemoration event, which, I mean, you know, I think, but can I just be honest here and openly admit that I think this is an event that more of us should celebrate more frequently? Like International Bunny Day, International Maid Day, International Pirate Day, International Bar Wench Day. Those all sound great to me, man. Now, before we talk about anything else, I'm going to take a moment here to thank my incredible patrons over on Patreon and my YouTube channel members who allow for me to continue to do dedicated videos like this every single day. You guys are incredible, phenomenal, insane. And again, thank you all enough for the support. Let's keep talking. Last week, it was confirmed that Wuthering Waves essentially got purged from the iOS ranking globally, except for within China. This lasted for in between 2 to 3 days. Some people were claiming 48 hours. Some people were claiming 54 to 56 hours. This was around the time of Chong Li's release, the limited banner for Chongli, which definitely impacted the total revenue for the game, at least globally. I don't think by a significant margin. People are claiming that global revenue would have been up tens of millions had they not been purged or hindered. And I think the revenue definitely would have been up a few million. I don't think it was significant enough to really change where the game fell. Maybe it would have made enough to rival Genshin, and Genshin, of course, is at its lowest point right now due to the incredible lull in content. But even so, despite where it ended up, I think it is kind of weird that the game, for whatever reason, ended up suffering this weird hiccup, this mistake at the release of Chongli's banner. Sword of Convallaria is a brand new gacha game that just released as of July 31st. I was excited for this game. I'm actually going to be streaming this in just a little bit. It is currently sitting at mixed reviews over on Steam because there are people that weren't aware, I think, that this was a gacha game. I'm not entirely sure. It's much higher rated on the Play Store. Ascent Protocol has begun their open beta test as of the 31st of July. I know nothing about the game other than the fact that it is a Japanese gacha game. Japanese gacha games are very rare, and I feel like the reason they're so rare is because they don't really do very well, shut down very quickly, and for whatever reason not only can't be pushed out as frequently as Chinese gacha games, but at the same time just don't seem to have the same kind of innovative ideas that Chinese gacha games do. Blue Archive in Japan achieved the #1 sales ranking on the Google Play Store. They're giving out a free 10 poll delivered to all players, not just Blue Archive though, but also Arknights, who hit the #1 in iOS Japan. They are also giving out a free 10 poll. This is exclusive to Japanese players, however. Arknights, as of the 31st of July, also rolled out their new side story event, Here a People Cells Part 1. I gotta go ahead and get through this. I've been so busy recently, I haven't been able to. Ash Echoes has officially released in Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Macau. This is a game I definitely got to test out. I've been looking forward to this, like I was Sword of Convallaria. Sega has officially registered a website domain in Japan for Persona 5 The Phantom X. There has been no information released outside of that at this point. Punishing Grey Raven released their new Ever-Glowing Justice EP. It is very good. I strongly urge, like, okay, let me just state here. Punishing Grey Raven, I think, produces some of the best music in gacha. You might not like the game, but you can't deny they push out some really good music, which I know is a direct result of them working with Vanguard, but even so. A PV for, and God, I hate this name, ReverseBluexRe-birthEnd has been released. I don't know what it is about Japan, but they have the weirdest names for their games. Yeah, the game. Yeah, Zenless Zone Zero, at the time of recording this, has not released their version 1.1 special program yet, but they are planning to very soon. By the time this video goes live, it will have gone live. I strongly urge you to, if you're interested in potentially playing 1.1, go on over, check their live stream out, or just wait for someone to recap the entire thing. Azur Lane has previewed images for the upcoming dorm feature. Holy crap. Yeah, if you're not an Azur Lane player, you will be. Unending Dawn has been pretty quiet for the last year. However, at China Joy 2024, they previewed 17 minutes of PS5 gameplay, new gameplay. And the game is looking pretty good. I'm gonna do a dedicated video covering this, where they've been, what's been going on. If you guys are interested, just hold out. Nornium's closed beta test was delayed. The game was apparently rejected on Steam for the 3rd time. They confirmed that this was due to incompetence. They didn't really understand what they were doing. They do plan on hopefully remedying this at a future time, theoretically sometime this month. And finally, Tribe 9 has sent out beta test invites for those of you that are interested in playing. I am myself. Every new gacha game is a game that I want to play. It doesn't matter how bad it is. Now, if none of this is of any interest to you, though, absolutely no problem. I got you covered with 2 different videos on screen right now that might be more up your alley.